Alright, let's take a quick look at dividing with decimals. The nice thing about this is if you know how to do long division and you already know how to do this, let's take a quick look. Um, and yeah, here we go. Let's say we have a number like 0.25 and we wanted to divide that by, let's do 0.2. If we were to look at this as a fraction, I could say that this is 0.25 over 0.2. Because what I'm going to do next is a perfectly legal thing to do in math. I want to get rid of the decimal point in that 0, 2. So I want to move that decimal point over to here. So I moved it over one space, or one digit. So I'm going to do the same thing to this side over here for my 0.25. Boom. Move it over one space. Now the reason I can do that is because essentially I'm multiplying this fraction 0.25 divided by 0.2 times 10 over 10. 10 over 10, this is 1. If I multiply anything by 1, that number stays the same. For instance, 1 times 10 is 10. 1 times 25 is 25. Well, 0.25 over 0.2 times 1 is still 0.25 divided by 0.2. But what this is doing is it's moving that decimal point over one space so that I am no longer dividing by a number that has a decimal. And we know how to do that. So once we have moved that decimal one space over to the right, one space over to the right, pop that decimal above into your answer, and just divide as you normally would. So now we have, it's not 0.2. I'm just going to rewrite this because it's a little messy. We now have 2 on the outside. So it's no longer 0.25, it's 2.5. I'll put the 0 in anyway just so you can see. But it's essentially 2.5 divided by 2 now. So we can do this. 2 can go into 2 one time. Get that decimal point up there, right? 2 times 1 is 2. Subtract it, we're at 0. Bring down that 5. 2 can go into 5 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. Subtract that from 5, you have 1. There is no more digits to the right of that 0.5, so I'm going to add a 0. It does not change the number, and I'm going to bring that 0 down. 2 can go into 10 5 times. 2 times 5 is 10, and we are left with a remainder of 0, so we are done, and our answer is 1.25. So our original problem, 0.25 divided by 0.2 is 1.25. Let's take a look at one more example without all the explaining why and just showing you what to do. Alright, so let's take a look at another one, and I'm going to do one that has a repeating decimal just for fun. Well, if I could think of it at least. Okay, how about 0.29 divided by 5. Let's see if that gives us a repeating one. It might. No, it's not going to. It doesn't matter. Let's do this one anyway. Oh, I'm sorry. Not 5. Let's do 0. Ooh, let's do this. Okay. 0.05. Alright, so 0.29 divided by 0.05. The first thing we want to do is we don't want to divide by a decimal, so we want to move that decimal over. So we'll go one space, 2 spaces. Boom, there it is. So we're going to do the same with this decimal place, or this decimal point. 1, 2. Boom, there's our new decimal. So I'm just going to put that back up on the top in case I forget. So now we're dealing with 5. So can 5 go into 0? No. Can 5 go into 2? No. Can 5 go into 29? Yes. 5 times. 5 times 5 is 25. 29 minus 25 is 4. We can't go into 4, so we're going to add a 0 again. Bring it down. Can 5 go into 40? Yes. 8 times. What is our answer? 5,005.8. We could just say 5.8. Beautiful. Now I do want to do an example with a repeating decimal. So let me just see what I can do here. Okay, that's what I meant to do. Let's clear that up. Alright, let's take a look at this one. So let's do 29 divided by 0.9. So the same thing, since we're dividing by decimal, we want to get rid of that. So we can move that decimal over one place. Boom. Wait a second. Where's the decimal point in this number? Oh, it's at the end here. Okay, well, we still need to move it one place to the right. So I'm going to put in a 0, and I'm going to move that decimal one place to the right. I'm going to extend that. So now we have 290 divided by 9. Okay? So we've multiplied our numbers by 10. So now I'm just going to rewrite this whole thing because it's looking a little sloppy. If we move the decimal over, we have that decimal point. Boom. Alright, let's do some math here. 9 can't go into 2, but 9 can go into 29 3 times. 3 times 9 is 27. We subtract it, and we are left with 2. Bring down the 0. Boom. 9 can go into 20 2 times. Boom. Now I'm going to put that decimal point in because it looks like I'm going to need to add a 0. Bring that down to 0, and it looks like I've got 20 again. So I do 2 again. And I get 18, and I'm left with 2 again. So if you see, I'm going to add another 0. That 2 is going to be 20. 20, 20, 20. This pattern continues. So I can guess that this is 32.2. 2, 2, 2, and this is never going to stop. This is a repeating decimal. So you could either round this, you can say, okay, if you want to round it to the 10th place, you can say this is about 32.2. If you want to round it to a whole number, you can say it's about 32. And yeah, those are all pretty good answers. So I think you should probably stop there. That would be enough. So congratulations, you've just divided by decimals. Well done.